It's been a little bit.
A little bit.
Yes. What was our last one? Spider-Man No Way Home.
Coming back with a superhero film. Look at that.
Wow, it's almost like we're almost consistent.
Well, when when you cover a movie about the basically the most popular superhero of all time, and then covering the other best most popular superhero of all time, you might be consistent at that point. Might.
Well, we haven't done anything on this channel at least since January. Yeah, we've just kind of been chilling. I don't know. Not like intentionally took a break, but we kind of took a break.
I dare say we kind of forgot. Maybe putting it kindly, but
you may dare.
I may dare say that, but you might be right.
Well, we're here now. We knew we were going to be talking about this movie, and we saw
One way
it.
or another.
Hmm?
One way or another, we were going to talk about this
one way
movie.
or another, we were going to talk about this movie. And, yeah. So, The Batman.
Fucking finally.
Finally, we can talk
Took
about
a
this
while.
movie. Well, I say finally as if we saw it a while ago. We just saw it today. By the time this goes up, it'll have been we saw it the day before.
You know when we should have seen it? Last fucking year.
Fuck you, Dune, for taking this movie's Halloween release date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're doing, but man, I would have seen this 10 times over.
Yeah. I'm very glad I saw this. So we saw this at an early screening, 3 o'clock showing.
Pretty packed early screening, all things considered, you know?
All things considered. Yeah. I am curious to see how this does over the weekend because this is an incredibly long movie. So I don't know what the audience will be for this, but we'll just have to wait and see. But as it stands, I hope people go see this.
Mm-hmm.
Despite my Spider-Man profile picture, I do love Batman. He is my second favorite superhero, right next to Spider-Man.
It's crazy how your second favorite is the best one. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's crazy that you think that. Yeah.
It's crazy how that's true. It's crazy how I'm speaking facts.
No.
So crazy.
The best superhero is obviously Hawkman.
Hawkman. But you mean Hawkman from the hit show Legends of Tomorrow? That Hawkman?
No, from the hit DC movie that's yet to come out, Black Adam.
He's in there.
He's in there.
Who's he played by?
I don't know the name off the top of my head.
It's John Cena.
No.
Oh my god.
Aldous Hodge.
The fuck is that?
Right out the gate, I don't know if he'd be anything that you've seen. So.
Well, there we go.
But I've seen him in stuff. I saw him in Invisible Man.
Ah, was he the bad guy?
No.
No.
No, he was the good guy.
Oh,
He was the only one making sense.
Then I don't know.
But yeah, let's stop dancing around the film. How do you want to go about this? Because I think I want to do spoiler free first, then jump into spoilers because there's a lot you can talk about this movie that don't regard to spoilers, but a lot of the meat and potatoes is there because it is a detective story and that needs to, there's a lot you can go into.
Yeah, I say we do that.
Yeah. Long and short of it for me is I loved it. At least right now, I can say I loved it. Um, but it's I. This was my most anticipated movie of the year. I adore Matt Reeves, the director, and I had lofty expectations, and he met them. I was purely satisfied with this film.
Nice, nice. Well, me, I thought it was fantastic. I love the movie a lot too. Um, it's crazy to think the journey the movie went through from what it was supposed to be and then what it ended up as. And you know, normally all this hot potato with the movie would put some doubts on my head, but the marketing and trailers were really good, so I didn't have too many doubts on how it was going to be. And I do think Matt Reeves is a pretty competent director.
He's
That
such a damn
I
good
might say,
director. And now
yeah,
he's
that
proven he's a damn good writer too. This was his he co-wrote this.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That yeah, even I myself didn't like wasn't too hesitant on watching the film. And Batman usually delivers very much for me. I barely get mad at things involving Batman. There are exceptions, of course. I think I've been loud about them while talking about movies
Mm-hmm.
in here. But
Maybe
yeah,
not
no, I
here, but
think
in our conversations, totally.
all the conversations, yeah. But yeah, no, I thought that Batman was pretty fantastic as a movie and a Batman story itself.
Yeah.
And if there's a sequel coming out, go ahead.
Please. Um. Yeah. I can't help but I concur. It's a damn good film. Everything about it just kind of works.
Yes,
Uh,
every scene has a
yeah.
rhyme and reason for happening. Everything like makes sense. I wouldn't say there's anything in the film that needs to be taken out because everything is needed, I'd say.
I mean, I think we'll need another. I'll need another viewing before I can safely say that. Um, I think you can maybe trim. Like, if I were to guess, you could maybe trim about 10 to 15 minutes out of the movie. Where
Would
you would
you?
what you would
Are,
trim, I'd have to watch it again to be confident
I was
in
gonna
answering
say,
that
are you
question.
gonna like say what it is during the spoiler talk?
Um, if we come across something that I'm kind of remembering because we saw the movie and then we went out to eat, and so a lot of my memory is kind of clouded on the movie, so I'll kind of have to remember it as we go along.
Had too many wings. I'm too drunk to the cup movie. Oh.
But yeah, I can't really think of too much I would want to cut, so I'd have to see it again.
Mm.
But there might be some like bits and pieces that you could cut, like takes that
May
might go on a little too long.
yeah, maybe there's stuff to improve about it.
Yeah,
Some scenes.
nothing to like. Nothing about the story needs to be taken away, but you can definitely shorten some shots, maybe shorten a couple sequences. Nothing story wise needs to be taken out though. But you could probably find little
I
bits that you could
y-
shorten.
thinking about it now, I realize how often they went back to the same places in the movie,
Yeah,
like same locations.
there's a
Notice that?
location they go to 3 times in the movie. Yeah,
Hmm.
3 to 4 times, something like that.
And it's not like some kind of Batcave, guys. It's I say it's significant. Like important stuff happens in there, but if we went over it again, maybe you could like have some of those scenes take place in the same scene in the same area as like one or two scenes, maybe.
Yeah. Um.
It's given how well I wouldn't want to switch anything up. I wouldn't want to switch the scenes up. So
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's this movie had intent behind it. There was nothing but just creative vision. Matt Reeves had a vision with this film, and he executed it perfectly with
well,
his DP,
we say that it was perfectly done, but
like as perfect as he could have done it.
I was gonna say, imagine if it was rated R. That's what we were talking about. After leaving
Yeah,
the film,
after
like this
leaving the
could have been
film, our
rated R.
first thoughts were, yeah, this could have been rated R. I, to my knowledge of what I've heard from Matt Reeves, he has stated that Warner Brothers didn't ask him to cut anything, didn't ask him to change anything. And so he got to make the movie he wanted to make. And he said that he never intended to make the movie rated R. Everything about the film as it is was his intent. So he didn't intend to show gratuitous violence or to have people swear all the time. That being said,
Mm.
don't take your kid to this. um, it is a violent film. It's an incredibly dark movie. There are some very disturbing images.
I have
Like,
a question.
mhm.
Would you have said this for the night for Dark Knight?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember when I saw it as a kid, I remember being disturbed by it. I remember thinking, "Oh, I shouldn't be watching this right now." It's a pretty violent movie,
Do you
even
think
without the blood.
which do you think
It's
is
all in tone. It's all in tone and imagery.
which would
And
you say is more violent, this or the Dark Knight?
right out the gate, I'd say this, but um, in terms of like tone, I don't know. I think I'd still probably, yeah, say this is the more violent film. It has more disturbing imagery. It's much darker in tone.
Are we sure about that?
I mean,
We
yeah,
see a man get burned. We see a man get burned alive in the Dark Knight,
true, but we see
and
some pretty dangerous traps and a lot of blood in this. Not
a lot
like
of blood.
blood, no squibs, but there is blood, visible blood, a lot now. There's a scene where a dude basically half of his face is covered in blood.
Mm. But we do see a man's face burned off. Like we do see like like yeah,
Yeah, both
which is
films
still
have
impressive to this day.
yeah, both films have very disturbing imagery, but I think
Yeah.
tonally this one kind of beats it and would make this more of a movie to like. The Dark Knight, don't show your kids at a very young age. This one, extra, don't show your kids at a young age. But once they probably hit like 13, 14, yeah, they can go see those. They can go see it.
Uh,
They're old enough at
I
that
saw
point.
it when I
Quite,
was like 9
I,
or younger.
I saw it
I
when I
ended
was
up fine.
6. I really shouldn't have been watching it. Um,
We ended up just fine, right?
we ended up, maybe.
Let me think about that for a second. No.
Yeah, this film is dark. Just know that going in. It also know that it's very much a slow burn.
No.
This movie,
Personally, I didn't feel it.
well, I'm not. I don't mean that as in like the movie felt slow. I can tell from the way this movie was drawn out. It is definitely a slower paced film. Not that I disliked that. Not that I felt it. At least until
I
the
feel like Batman
end.
films should be slow. Like Batman story should be slow burns.
I just muted my mic for a second. If they're going at it with the intent of being a detective story or being a slow burn, then yes, this movie wanted to be that. That's fine. But it should be known going in. It's a 3 hour movie. Be ready to sit for a while. Um, Personally, I didn't feel those 3 hours, at least not until towards the end, where I was definitely like, okay, this is wrapping up. And so, okay, let's go.
I
I started feeling like okay, I really have to go pee. That's kind
yeah,
of my barometer. I was like, I
I
really
was gonna
gotta
say
go.
I did notice a pattern where when I'm watching a bad movie in theaters, I have to pee. But when I'm watching a good movie, I don't have to pee.
Yeah, for me, I just if I'm sitting in a movie long enough, and my policy is regardless of the movie, I'm not going to the bathroom.
Mm.
So if it's if it's really good, then I'm and if it's really good and I really have to pee and I'm not getting up,
It's fine. I'll pee myself. I'll
it's
pee myself.
fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Then it's like
I
fine.
pee myself.
I'll
So
hold
be
out.
it.
And this movie was a holdout one because I really had to go towards the end.
Yeah.
I was holding it for like a solid hour.
Hold, hold, no.
Yeah. But I,
That's
oh,
what it's
I,
like.
I almost always go to the bathroom after I finish a movie, so I can't really speak to that. um, yeah, I guess let's actually talk about the movie a little more for now. Before getting into spoilers,
Yeah.
if you ever had a doubt about Robert Pattinson, consider yourself proved wrong. Just like Ben Affleck and Christian Bale and Heath Ledger before him, he proved us wrong.
Yeah.
This this
Batman
guy's
actors are basically hitting. Batman actors
this guy's
really
good.
hitting.
He he's really good, and he's not playing a Batman you're used to. If your if your experience with Batman is purely the ones released in theaters, but if you are more knowledgeable of other aspects of Batman, this Batman will be very familiar to you. This is a Batman who's been doing it for 2 years. So with that comes a lot of expectation and understanding that okay, he's not perfect yet. So he is going to make mistakes or he's going to be holding back. He's going to be very angry. And I think
Wait, wouldn't that be he's not gonna hold back a lot because he is an angry one?
he's more like he's catching himself in moments. Okay, it's like, oh shit, I need to hold back. I don't kill. But yeah, this was he was a great Batman. I thought he was a really good
Okay.
Batman. The rest of the cast does a really great job too.
Yes.
Any standouts for you?
Huh?
Any standouts for you other than like in the
Out of the
rest of the
Batman,
cast? Out of the yeah, outside the rest of the cast.
uh, Gordon.
Gordon was great.
Gordon was great. I like Gordon a lot.
Yeah, Jeffrey
He was
Wright.
probably my, he was probably my favorite side character. Uh,
Jeffrey Wright did a great job.
he did.
That was honestly perfect casting.
It was. I liked some of the things he said. I liked how much he believed in Batman through and through.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I like that he was the only guy in the GCPD that was okay with him.
Yeah. I like their well, I guess that would be for spoilers.
No, well, no, it's not really. They have an actual partnership in this. Like they truly feel like partners.
Yeah,
That's
of
I
course.
wouldn't say that's yeah. That's not
I
spoilery
was
to
gonna say
say.
because of course just like a whole 10 minutes of them just investigating
Yeah.
together.
Well, yeah, I'd say like a solid 20 to 30 minutes of this
20,
movie
yeah,
is like it's just them investigating things together,
yeah, that's good stuff too.
and it's great
I like I
stuff.
like their dynamic a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. No, they worked great together, even to the point where the movie calls it out.
Yeah,
Um,
I can look back at like Batman things where they're both of them are a lot older, and you see them being a lot more comfortable with each other. And there, you can see the build up to
the
that
seeds
in here.
planted. Yeah,
It's yeah, the seeds to it for future events,
yeah,
and I like that.
yeah. No, it was really nice. Talking about seeds planted, the Penguin. He was great. I really
That's Colin
enjoyed
Farrell, you say?
Colin
What?
Farrell in that role.
I don't believe you.
It's not even just like the makeup that it's impressive. I mean, it is. It's great makeup. Um, he just completely changed. Like, there's no bits of Colin Farrell left there. It's all Oswald Cobblepot, or as
Yeah,
they
it,
call
it's
him all
some
the time in the movie, Oz.
It's some weird guy that they found on the street. I don't know him. He's just I don't fucking who is he?
He was going crazy. Um,
Unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable.
Man, put would have I would have popped off if he just put out like a British accent. Oh, I got you. I got you.
But
Crazy
instead he's
because
doing
Colin
like
Farrell.
some like Jersey accent in this movie.
Yeah, Colin Farrell can do a British accent, right?
Probably.
Well,
He did it.
he's Irish,
He's
so
Irish, yeah. Thick Irish accent. Thick Irish accent. Um, yeah. Other for me, I really liked Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I really liked the way they used that character.
he felt a little weak for me in the movie.
A little weak.
Like, yeah, not bad. More like to the effect of Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises.
Hmm.
She was kind of eh to me. I'll say a lot better than Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises, but yeah,
Would
no, she
she
was a little.
would she beat Michelle Pfeiffer for you?
Be who?
Batman Returns. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
No, 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 no. Like, I think I like her more.
I just think they had a solid motivation for the character. And
Yeah,
I liked the spin on it where she wasn't like, because Catwoman, even in The Dark Knight Rises and in Batman Returns, she very much is swinging both sides of the fence, usually leaning one more or the other towards crime. But in this, she had a purpose and she was very much striving to do a thing that felt a little more side of good rather than the side of crime. But she was willing to dip her
yeah.
toes in
But
that.
the ending for her in the movie makes you question a lot of what we saw in the movie that we didn't get.
Mm.
Like what we saw for her in the ending of the movie, um, with her making an offer to Batman. I didn't see any of that in like the whole movie until the
Yeah,
end, and that was
their
weird.
their Batman and Catwoman's chemistry didn't really come across too much. I think I kind of understood it like when they first started kind of having that banter. Um, I was thinking about how they introduced those two together and when that doesn't feel natural at all. Which we can talk a little more in depth on when we get into spoilers. But yeah, for me, that didn't fully work.
This is a light spoiler.
it felt like we missed a couple scenes before we got to that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say now. This is a pretty light spoiler, and it happens in every fucking Batman movie ever. But Batman and Catwoman kiss in the movie, and like, like if this is this gonna be like your origin story for Batman, don't have them do that now. Build it up for your second film, which I know you're gonna have, and I'm pretty sure people are gonna receive Catwoman very well. So I know she's gonna be in there. So save it up, you know. Don't have him just kiss for the sake of it.
Yeah, it was a little weird that that
It was.
happened. Um, yeah, that felt a little unnatural. Not that like Pattinson and Kravitz didn't have chemistry. It's just it was oddly placed in the film. So whatever chemistry they did have didn't feel earned because uh it felt
Yeah,
like
like
the film it
even
felt like the script missed a couple scenes.
yeah, even I didn't believe that they were added to each other at all.
Yeah.
Like they were having a few arguments, disagreements, but
Couple
no
flirtatious moments and then
quote
quote
unquote couple.
unquote.
Batman's very sarcastic to her at times. You got
Yeah.
a lot of cats.
Yeah, he's got a deadpan sense of humor. Yeah.
He lets out like two smiles in the movie.
Which I guess we should talk about that. That's not spoiler at all. Because everyone's been saying it. This movie
Yeah.
is mostly Batman. Like
Yes.
very little Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
And
I am more than okay with that.
normally I would complain about that. For me that didn't bother me here. It didn't bother me at all.
Reasons why it didn't bother me is because we've gotten a lot of Bruce Wayne in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
The trilogy is mostly Bruce Wayne, more Batman than Bruce Wayne, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's nice to see Batman in more screen time, shining off for a lot more action, great action, mind you, and like doing detective work. So it's nice to see Batman shine in a Batman movie a lot. And it makes sense that we get more Batman than Bruce
He
Wayne because we know Batman is
the true Matt is the
he,
true Bruce Wayne.
mhm,
Bruce Wayne
Bruce
is the
Wayne is the
mask.
mask.
Yeah. Something I didn't catch on until thinking about it later. This is probably the least amount of dialogue we've ever gotten from Batman. He doesn't talk
Yes,
too much in this.
which is how it should be, I'd say.
He does a lot of looking and just giving facial expressions.
And he wears people out too.
Yeah, he weirds a lot of people out. And I noticed that they made the um, eye sockets in the cowl bigger so that you could see his eyes more. Because they don't do the white paneling; they let you see his eyes.
I have
And
no idea how that would look in live action.
I don't know either. They've done it twice. It looked
Have they?
really weird once.
Have they?
Dark Knight.
Oh, well, does that count?
It kind of counts because it is white paneling over the eyes. It's
Well, it
like
wasn't white. It was like
it's
blue
like
because
blue.
it was like blue
Yeah,
white. It was like it was switching over and over again.
yeah. And it looked kind of weird, but it was fine for the scene. And then in Batman versus Superman, obviously he has the in the suit, the big armored suit.
Yeah,
He has that. Um, yeah. And this they just made the eye bigger, or at least the socket bigger, so that he could express a lot through the eyes.
I had a cool detail with him having
Face paint,
contacts.
contacts,
I
and
mean, he usually mostly always has
yeah, but this is the first time we've seen
eyeliner.
him take off the mask and it's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's a scene with him actually putting it on. That he has to put it on before he goes and puts on the costume.
yeah. Which he changes very fast. Very he changes very fast out of that suit and that suit as
He
well.
sure does. That could be
And
said
that
about
has some
any Batman suit.
yeah.
Yeah,
But that is an armor like no, but he does it
it's
like in
armor.
public.
Yeah, it's armor.
Yeah. Well, I say in public, but he does it like in moments where he needs to really hurry up,
Yeah,
and he does hurry up. So it makes you wonder how that thing works.
I mean, at this point, he's been doing it for 2 years. I would assume after 2 years, you'd figure out how to put that thing on fast.
Sure.
So
Maybe it's like a one piece.
that's a big ass one piece. Yeah, I did
And
like
I
that it
don't
was. He had these large boots. It's the
every
sound
time you
design on that when he would just
do
walk and all you would hear was his boots just loud boom boom
kind
boom
of like
like you knew he was there. Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of like I'm here. It's like he just walks in and you just hear him and he's there. There was a
yeah. I
couple
think
scenes
this.
like that where like it gave me like goosebumps. I was like,
I
whoa.
believe this is the most intimidating they ever made Batman in a
Yeah, I
movie.
was truly like intimidated by him. I was like, whoo, I do not want to see that guy walking towards
They
me
nailed
ever.
it, and I love I love doing it. The beginning of the movie, how they tease like his arrival, but we
Yeah,
didn't know if that was truly it until we saw it.
yeah. Which while we're talking about amazing shots, this movie's beautiful.
Yeah,
Like
every scene
every shot is gorgeous.
is a wallpaper. It's a wallpaper, bro.
Like there's so many like I've not seen a movie where in a long since I want to say Little Women where I was like, dude, every shot is gorgeous. Like it's been a little while since I've seen a movie that like that nice looking.
Bro, Uncharted.
No,
Uncharted looks beautiful. What are you talking about?
movie looks the most basic, boring of any movie I've ever seen.
It's so boring that you look at it and you snore.
But
Sleep.
that comes down to the DP Greg Fraser, who was the cinematographer on Rogue One and The Mandalorian and Dune. So this guy knows how to make a pretty looking movie.
pretty
Um,
good. Ah,
yeah. And while we're on technicals, Michael Giacchino, my goat.
he's
God,
good,
his
bro.
score, like incredible, incredible score. But I expected no less from him. That man truly is the goat.
Today
So yeah,
is the best composer we have right now, I'd say.
uh, yeah, he's my favorite composer, so I'm a little bit biased, but
Like of all time, he's your favorite?
yeah, of all time,
No, John Williams.
it was John Williams, but Giacchino took that over.
With what?
Uh, honestly, it was probably the first time I heard, like when I had watched Ratatouille a little bit later, and I was like more aware and of like how like the technicality of film, and I just started hearing that music go along
What
with
in
the film.
2011?
Ratatouille?
Well, you said much later on, so
Oh,
I'm guessing
like
you.
more like 2015, 2016.
Ah,
And I was like, no, he's my favorite composer. He, like nothing, his music makes me like his music mixed in with the films that he works on. They just work so perfectly that I can't like properly describe how it makes me feel. Like, can you imagine the ending of Ratatouille without his music? Or the entirety of The Incredibles without his music attached to it? Would
no. I mean,
would the opening scene of Up be as emotional as it would without his
I mean,
score attached to it?
it's so nice, but you could say this a lot about a lot of
No,
composers.
you could say this obviously about a ton of composers, but for me, Michael Giacchino does that in his own unique way. The music that he does just it matches so perfectly. And again, you can say that about a lot of composers, but for him, he just does it in a way that I can't like quite describe. I don't know. I adore his music. Like he is the best composer since John Williams. I am willing to say, because that would be Hans Zimmer, but Hans Zimmer has fallen off for me in recent years.
Yeah, he hasn't. Hans Zimmer has not smashed it
His Dune
in a
score
while
was
for a
great
while.
though. His Dune score was great,
Yes,
but
but
yeah,
I, I don't go back to listening to it a lot compared to Interstellar or The Dark Knight or
Inception.
Inception.
I like his Dune score a lot. I've listened to that actually surprising it's actually it's a pretty evocative score. But
I don't know.
this
When it comes down to list of composers, we got Michael Giacchino,
yeah, Chiquino, John
Bear
Williams,
McCreary,
Bear McCreary, yeah.
Ludwig. He has a
Oh,
weird name. He's Swedish.
Ludwig Göransson, yeah. No, he's great too.
Yes, he's great.
Um,
Um,
I'm starting to like Lauren Balfe. Lauren
Lorne
Balfe
Balfe.
or
Oh,
Lauren yeah, Lauren
Lorne Balfe is
Balfe.
goated.
Lauren Balfe. Yeah.
Balfe.
Yeah, apparently it's Balfe.
Uh, Donkey XL. He's getting to me.
He's he's been doing better, but I'm still not super into his type of score. It's too reminiscent of Hans Zimmer for me. Um,
Mm.
but he has his own styling that he does to it.
I feel like he'll get up
He'll
there.
get there. He'll get there. But yeah,
But yeah, Michael Giacchino is probably the best we got today.
yeah, the best working composer right now. Oh, Hildur Gudnadottir from Joker. She does incredible work too.
I haven't seen much of her though.
She did.
She
She
did Call of
did.
Duty.
No, that's Sarah Schachner,
Ah,
but it's very similar music. She Hildur did the TV show Chernobyl, and she did um, God, uh, Sicario 2.
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it, but I've
And
heard some of her music from it, and it's pretty
I
good.
didn't see Chernobyl. I will eventually, but I didn't see Sicario too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
all I know is Joker.
just her work based on Joker.
yeah, it's top
She's
tier.
great.
So
Yeah, no, she's great. She won the Oscar for it. Totally deserved.
good.
Yep. Yeah.
But you know what? Michael Giacchino said fuck Hitler, so that's the deal breaker right there.
He did say that. He did actually say that on Twitter.
Deal breaker. Oh, I can't take it.
Yeah.
And there it is.
And there it is. Yikes.
Yikes. Oh.
God, that tweet is so stupid. But yeah,
But yes, Michael Giacchino fucking smashed it in the Batman.
he sure did.
Man's was
Brilliant
tweaking.
use of music, yeah. Brilliant music. That's like another, I guess if I were to say this is another like director and composer pairing that just knocks out of the park every time. Because he did both Dawn and War for the Planet of the Apes.
Honestly, I do not remember
I think
those movies.
his music in
Composers.
those
The
movies are
music.
so good. Uh,
I don't remember it.
if you
Sorry.
go back and watch War, like the first scene where you see the Colonel, the
Mhm.
movie literally shuts off all sound and just plays his score when you first meet him, and
I remember that.
that'll forever stick with me.
I can't say I remember the like any memorable things like I do here or his Spider-Man work or Incredibles.
No, it's fair. I still think his scores are great. He even did Cloverfield. Funny enough, he did Cloverfield.
Mm. So this is like the modern Nolan North,
Christopher Nolan and Hans
Christopher
Zimmer.
Nolan and Hans Zimmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like that Christopher Nolan and Hans Zimmer, Steven Spielberg, John Williams, like kind of like director and composer pairing.
Yeah. Good shit.
It's good shit. Yeah. Anything else to add before we get into spoilers?
Oh, you forgot about Michael Bay and Steve
Oh, and
Jablonsky.
Steve Jablonsky. Well, now that's switching to
I mean,
Lauren Balfe.
that's a joke, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's
not
the
like a joke, but
joke,
that's
but
true.
that is true.
That is true.
He made like 6 movies with him.
And they're great scores.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from The Island, but from the Transformers movies, I do.
He did The Island.
He did The Island.
Shit.
Yeah.
Anything else that you said?
Yeah. Anything else you want to
Yeah,
add before we get into
action's
spoilers?
phenomenal.
Oh yeah, the
The
action's
action's
good. Yeah.
phenomenal.
The
I,
Batmobile chase. Holy shit.
holy shit, that was both long and intense.
Can we just talk about the way they introduced the Batmobile?
Yes, we can.
Holy shit.
It's a fucking bat screech. It's like a, and then
Like
you
they
see it.
stopped the movie to turn on that car. And I was like, hell yeah.
I do think we stuck around on Penguin's face a little too long. Like, yeah, nigga, wrong. Obviously, better run, bro. Ain't good. What are you doing?
But
Yeah, that was a Batmobile chase that blows the one in BVS out of the water.
yeah. It even blows, like, in my opinion, the tumbler chase on the rooftops from Batman Begins. For me, that
Yeah,
chase
sure.
hasn't aged too well. Anything in the Dark Knight literally overtakes it.
Anything?
Yeah,
Well,
the
like
Bat
involving
Pod chase in Dark Knight
yes, I think like
completely destroys the tumbler chase from Batman Begins.
I don't know. I was a big fan of the part where in the highway where everything goes dark and it's just standing there, but they can't really see it because everything's dark. I like that part a lot. But yeah, Dark Knight definitely had a better one. It wasn't a chase. It was more like a whole action scene. Well, thinking about yeah, no, it's a chase. Dilly dallying, it's a chase.
Yeah.
But the Spider-Man better. The one in the Batman.
Fucking intense. Apparently,
Like
completely done
less
practically. Like all of that was
completely.
practical. Apparently, yeah, that was all done for real.
I'm not sure I believe you with in the explosion part.
Yeah, that's where I was like, because that's what Matt Reeves said. He said, "Yeah, no, we did that for real."
Really?
Yeah, apparently the explosions in the Batmobile flying through the flames, that was all real.
How much did that fucking take?
And then the chase was real too.
Like even the car's crashing.
Yeah, apparently even the flip was real.
No, the car's crashing in the bridge, and where the ramp also conveniently was there too.
Well,
That was real.
that was a very CGI shot, but
It
yeah,
was.
I don't fully believe that. But there are shots in there, and I'm like, okay, no, I believe that was real.
I can believe a lot of shots in there are
Totally
practical.
real. They didn't have a big budget
That
on this. They only had, I think, it was under $100 million to make this
was a
movie.
big budget. That sounds like a
I mean,
big
it's a
budget.
big budget. It's a big budget, but for a studio movie like this would normally be like a 150 to $200 million budget. But they only spent $100 million on this.
I believe the Batmobile crashing to that fucking rock thingy was real. I believe that. That looks real.
Yeah, and then I can believe it jumping through the fire. I can believe that was real. That they did that.
Sure.
Yeah,
I believe that.
and they totally flipped that car, the Penguin's car.
100%.
Yeah, they totally did that.
Poor Colin Farrell. Imagine he
Yeah.
was in there. Oh god, no.
But yeah, there's not much CGI in this movie. Like comparatively,
No,
it's not much.
everything mostly is
It's
everything's
mostly
mostly all practical.
practical, but also because they have a lot of limitations in the movie. They didn't do a
I'm
lot
not.
of
I'm not. Don't know about the flooding scene.
no.
I mean, like, yeah, about that.
uh, but there was a lot of stuff that they did for real. You can
And
see
nothing looked fake.
nothing
Let's
looked
go with
too.
that.
There was one shot for me. There was
Well,
like one or two shots
if you mean
that
Batman getting fucked up, yeah.
well, there's
You know what I
that
mean?
one, and then there's another one that looked
One
really
was real.
fake to me. But we'll talk about it when we get into spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I
I wish
mean,
it was.
before we get into spoilers, give any ratings?
I'm going to give it a 9.
A
Staying with a
9?
9 so far. That might go. I'm sure that will go down eventually down the line, but a 9 seems pretty good for the movie so far because I really, really, really like the movie a lot. Um,
Say it could go
but
down could go down on a second and third watch.
I'm definitely leaving room for it to either go up, which it probably won't, but
Are you
for it,
confident at all
and
that this it could just stay at a 9?
it possibly could. Like
Is
I
this
think I might like it enough for that alone.
is this a like it enough to buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray?
Hell yeah.
And it's funny you say that because I'm thinking the exact same thing, a 9 out of 10.
Like,
I'm gonna buy this shit on 4K so fast when it comes out.
listen, I either see this movie on my home or in theaters again. 3 hours? Yeah. That's a buy.
It's
That's a
actually
buy on
gonna
Blu-ray,
hit
bro.
it's gonna hit HBO Max in just 45 days. Yeah. They gave it a
Nice.
45-day window and then it'll go to HBO Max.
Let's go. But when they have a Blu-ray out, I hope that they I want extra scenes, bro.
Oh, deleted scenes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Reeves said that they didn't ask to get anything taken out of the movie. He did say on test screenings he was scared that people were gonna people were gonna react negatively to the movie. And then was surprised when the test screenings went really well. So that probably gave him more confidence to not really take anything out. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's not many deleted scenes.
Mm.
And even if you look at like the Planet of the Apes films, there's a few
Yeah.
deleted scenes. They're all finished.
Right.
So if anything was taken out of this movie, it was stuff that was already finished. And then he just decided, okay, we can get rid of that. But I wouldn't be surprised if
Like maybe
this.
more
If I
office
wouldn't
scenes.
be. He did say there will be no extended cut.
Wow.
He said there will be no extended R-rated cut for the Blu-ray. What the
Wow.
movie he made was the movie he made. So yeah,
That's
there
unfortunate.
probably won't be any deleted scenes.
Damn.
Maybe extended scenes, but
Sure.
I wouldn't expect a alternative
bro,
cut.
I want some Lord of the Rings shit. Yeah, we have the 4-hour cut.
Oh, where they go back a year later and film extra scenes.
Yeah, the 4-hour cut. I don't mean the Snyder cut. Like, I'm talking about some Lord of the Rings extended complete editions. You know what I'm saying? Talking yes, scenes.
This is already a very long movie, so
It can be longer.
sheesh.
I don't want to leave that theater, bro. Like it's like No Way Home.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
No Way
did.
Home's getting what?
No Way
A
Home
lot
is
of
getting.
shit.
No Way Home is getting deleted scenes though. Totally. I heard they cut like something like extra minutes of the Peters talking.
I heard it was 20 minutes.
Was it 20 minutes?
I think so. You know how I was like, oh, what a photo for No Way Home. We're kind of getting it. Shit.
I'm getting the 4K when it comes out.
I'm
Hell
getting
yeah.
that shit.
I'm getting that shit. Complete the collection, motherfucker. Yeah.
And I'm eating well this year with superhero one. Well, not this year. Yeah, almost last year. Only one to come up. But man, Batman might just be the only good superhero movie to come out film to come out this year. Or I'm praying for Spider across the Spider
We
Verse.
haven't had any other superhero movies this year.
But we're gonna get we gotta get like 5 of them. Shit.
Oh yeah, no, we're getting quite a few. This was the one I was the most excited for. Doctor Strange was right under it.
And it delivered.
And it delivered, man. And it delivered. So, yeah. I guess we've been dilly-dallying enough. Let's get right into spoilers.
Yes.
So,
we talk about the best scene in the movie? Just soon enough as it is.
I'm interested. What do you got?
Basically the whole bomb scene.
Oh, yes.
I thought the scene was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. So,
incredibly
for context, if you've seen the film, we probably should have given a bit of a warning and a little moment for everybody to leave. But yes, there is a scene in the film where, if you saw any of the clips, a clip came out actually with the full funeral scene, where the car crashes in and Coulson walks out with the phone. So if you saw that,
Coulson,
you kind
by
of
the way, Coulson, he's like a
the DA. He's the DA of DC
of Gotham.
Of Gotham, and he's corrupt. He's corrupt. He's working under Carmine Falcone, who's pushing a drug they call drop, which we never got any understanding as to what drop was or what it did. But whatever.
Okay,
it's
I'll be honest.
It's crack.
I knew shit. I knew barely shit about it until you mentioned what it was, and I don't remember the movie at all. Shit.
Yeah, they mention drop a lot. They say drop heads a lot.
Drop heads.
Yeah.
That's what they meant.
Yeah. Drop is the drug that the Penguin is pushing.
Right.
Yeah. We do see him doing drop, but no explanation as to what it does to the body. So at this moment, it's crack. It's just crack.
Mentions he says he's wasted. So
yeah.
So I'm guessing it's like eye drops. Like I'm guessing it's like a thing where you can just take it at the airport. You know, I want to get fucking drunk. And just take it. No one's gonna question it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which I guess while we're still talking about that, holy shit, I've never felt this much in a Batman movie where it seemed like Batman was fighting a losing war. Like Gotham is so fucked up and corrupt.
Yeah.
I have like not felt that this properly. I think since like the only other thing that would like make me feel that way is
The Dark Knight?
Either The Dark Knight or The Long Halloween.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really loved the interpretation of Gotham in this film. But yes, back to the scene. Coulson has the bomb around his neck, and Batman walks in all fucking cool because he's Batman, and picks up the phone, and the Riddler makes Coulson answer 3 riddles. And if he answers them correctly, the Riddler will give Coulson the code to the bomb around his neck so that he can live.
By the way, he's only got 2 minutes.
He's only got 2 minutes to do it. 3 riddles in 2 minutes.
Yes.
So
and Coulson is fucking fumbling all the questions. Like, can you repeat that again? Or Batman is just actually justice.
Yeah, the first one was, it can be cruel, poetic, or blind. it's the violence you may find, or when it's denied you, it's the violence you may find. The answer is justice. The second one was, if you are justice, do not lie. Please do not lie. What's the price for your blind eye? And that one wasn't even really in a riddle. That was just literally how much are you willing to take in bribes. um, and then the third one was something about a rat,
Yeah.
which the whole movie uh, is this question: who was the rat? Who
And
was
I
the
guess you're
rat?
guessing too.
And it had me guessing for a little while. I do think there was a little bit of a little too much jumping around as to, oh, it was this person. Oh, it wasn't this person, but it was this person. And they jump around between like, oh, it was Falcone. Oh, it was the Penguin. Oh, it was Salvatore Moroni, who's I guess dead or in jail. And then it's
Yeah.
revealed that it actually is Falcone.
Mm. Oh, it was like he used to be the police commissioner,
Yeah,
whoever he was. Forget his name.
yeah, I didn't get his name. But, yeah, this scene with the bomb around his neck, it's fumbling, and Coulson refuses to give up the rat
He's a
because
Batman
he
anyway.
because he says it'll shake up the city. It'll be too dangerous to let the city know who was the
Oh, and of
rat.
course he'll be dying anyway too. Like,
And he was dead anyway.
I'm dying anyway. But Batman doesn't give a shit.
Batman doesn't give a shit. He's like, tell me the fucking rat.
Or you're gonna die.
And that scene was so intense.
It was
And
so
it
like
was,
added with like
yeah,
rips.
Paul Dano's performance as the Riddler, which
Yeah,
we completely forgot to mention. He was incredible in that
he was
role.
incredible. Yes, a little
But that,
funny at points, but he was
yeah,
great.
a little too goofy at points, like a little too over the top. But um, he was,
That was him.
he,
Yelling all the time.
yeah, that scene with him on the phone where he was just getting more and more upset, and like he was kind of
Yes.
enjoying the riddle, like that. That
Yeah,
scene was so fucking
him
intense.
him just like berating Coulson
Mhm.
over and over again while Batman tries to get the answer out of him. Just like not even minding the bomb at all. He's just completely focused on the objective of just getting the answers that he wants to protect his city. That's just a lot about Batman.
Yeah, but his character arc in this film is that's something I actually did like about what warmed me up to this Bruce Wayne, this Batman, was his arc in the film is finding his purpose.
Yes.
Because in this film, he's all about vengeance. He does
Mm-hmm.
not give a shit. Like his viewpoint of Gotham and the world is so black and white. He just refuses to see the in betweens. And so this film is about him learning that maybe vengeance isn't what I have to offer.
At least not always.
Because at the beginning of the film, he gives a narration that he wants to help the city, he wants to change it, but nothing's working. And so that's like his struggle in the film is like, I want to make a difference, but nothing I do is working. So am I fighting a losing battle? What do I do? Like I've made the criminals know me. I've made them so scared of me that just seeing my light in the sky makes them more wary of what the shadows, which my favorite scene was the opening.
Mm.
What a while I could have done without the narration, what a perfect fucking mood setter. Like
There,
establishing the tone and getting out. I have
in a way,
I've
you go ahead.
yeah, like I'm gonna keep saying this a lot. I have never seen in a Batman film other than Batman Begins in one scene where the criminals truly fear Batman. So much so that they can't even look at a shadow without thinking he's there, even if he's not there. Just that light in the sky
I was gonna say, you know what it reminded me
inspires
of?
so much fear in them that they can't even look.
It
It
reminded me
makes
of
them
the Dark
scared to
Knight.
look the other way.
that reminded me of a little scene in The Dark Knight where these dudes are doing a drug deal, but then one of them sees the light and is, no, 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 not today, bro. We're good. But you could kind of like throw that one away. And here, it was a lot more clear. People
Yeah.
are terrified of Batman.
So terrified that like another example scene they showed was this guy spray painting a building, and he drops the spray can, but it goes into the shadows, and he looks and goes, "I don't need that spray can."
That's fine.
He
Or
like
that's
he
fine.
looks,
Another
then
one.
he sees the light in the sky, and he goes,
No, he's probably
"Fuck."
thinking, you know what? I should stop. Uh, you know,
It's like I should stop.
yeah, it's fine. I'll go to school. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's funny. He's spray painted broke. One of our pillars broke. You're broke. You get no bitches. You wear your raggedy ass shoes. And then Batman says, "What are those?" Oh God! Just yeah, it's good shit. And let's not forget the thing that we got in the trailer.
Oh,
You're supposed to be
yeah. And then he
meeting
just
combo.
savagely beats the shit out of him and just goes, "I'm vengeance."
Didn't you say that like his two extra hits were like weren't in the
Yes.
script?
Yes, they were not choreographed. Robert Pattinson said that he just threw those in there for extra like oomph. Like he said, like this guy's angry, he's just gonna do it. He didn't actually hit the guy, but
Of
like
course.
Pattinson just decided, yeah, I'm just gonna disobey the choreography real quick and just
And
throw
the
in a
Dark Knight
couple extra
Rises,
punches.
and the Dark Knight Rises, Tom Hardy actually hit Christian Bale like in the final battle. Just,
Just
but
punch the shit out of him.
I think it was because Christian Bale told him to actually sock him.
Hmm.
Like I want you to really hit me, and
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, Tom
Oh,
Holland said
okay.
he had a scene like that with John Bernthal in something, where he asked him, was like, "Hey, can you like shake the shit out of me? Can you just like
Who
make me
said that?
scared?" Tom Holland. He said that when he works, sometimes he likes to like ask the coworkers, like, "Hey, can you like rough me up a little bit? Like, really
You
make
said
me
he did it
like
to John
scared."
John Bernthal. Say he did it to John Bernthal.
No, he asked John Bernthal to do that to him. John Bernthal said he wouldn't, and he said that because he just wanted to
What
throw
film is
Tom
this?
off, so that when they did the scene, John Bernthal actually punched him in the face.
No. What scene is this?
I don't
I
know
mean,
what
what movie
movie.
is this?
I don't know what movie. That one made me a little more like, wait, what was this? But it might have been. Uh, it could have been either the Lost City of Z or In the Heart of the Sea.
Ah.
Could have been that. I'm gonna look up Holland and
I'm
John
reading it right now.
Bernthal.
Tom Holland says John Bernthal once smacked him.
Pilgrimage. Pilgrimage was the movie.
Oh, oh, why you do that?
Oh shit, Richard Armitage is in that movie too. Hmm. Well, there you go.
Richard Armitage almost sounds like Richard. Am I right? For me, like Richard. Am I right?
Jesus.
I like that noise. Richard. Am I right? No. Yeah, funny shit. Uh, yeah. The first scene, I understand. I completely understand why that would be your favorite scene in the movie. It's a great introduction to Batman and the world
Yeah.
of Gotham. And it's good world building.
I mean,
Like it
actually,
tells you the history
yeah,
already.
it's funny that I say that's the opening because it's actually not the opening, but that it's still probably my favorite scene in the movie.
It's the opening to Batman.
Yeah.
There we go.
The actual opening of the film is um, uh,
Mad.
a murder.
It's what kicks everything off.
Yeah, the start of the story is the Riddler murders the mayor of Gotham.
Or the is it the
Yeah,
mayor or
it was the mayor. It was the mayor.
it was the mayor?
Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
yep. Mayor Mitchell.
Mayor Mitchell.
Mayor Mitchell.
He gets beat to death.
Yeah, he gets beat to death with a gardening tool or carpentry tool.
Hmm.
And something I noticed immediately when the film started was number one, they treat Riddler like a horror character, like he's Jigsaw almost.
Yes, this Riddler had remnants of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, they
I
treated
remember
him
me a
like
lot of
he
that.
was a terrifying killer, which
Yeah.
he was. Um, and his breathing was so unsettling.
It's also like pretty terrifying
Yeah,
how like he might just snap.
yeah,
Like he's clearly an unstable man.
yeah. Like he's not some. Everything in that guy's just not right.
Yeah, what actually separates him from Joker in The Dark Knight is Joker has control of himself.
Yeah, this
He
guy
knows
doesn't.
when to snap. This guy does not.
The Joker was controlled chaos.
Hmm.
The Riddler in this film is just an unstable mind
Yep.
with a crazy plan.
A very unique Riddler.
Yeah, he's not the Riddler like he's not wearing a green costume with a question mark with a bunch of question marks on it. He's a serial killer. With his plan happens to be presented in the way of riddles,
Yep.
which makes him a unique villain for a perfect setup villain for a detective story, a Batman detective story.
All the answers were right in front of you all along.
Yeah,
You fool.
but yeah,
But you know what? Just like Joker in The Dark Knight, Riddler wins in the end.
yeah. In a sense,
And then, yeah,
in a sense, um,
like it's not as like I
I'd say
wouldn't say it's
he definitively lost, but
like he lost
yeah,
the moral ground.
yeah,
He was not
Batman,
happy
yeah,
in the end. Let's say
Batman in the end won the day,
yes,
but in the Dark Knight, Batman really lost.
yes.
Yeah,
Joker was indeed the victor. Like Riddler's plans did go ahead. He basically he almost got everything he wanted
yeah.
except Batman.
Except for Bruce Wayne, because that's another thing in the movie. One of the targets is Bruce Wayne, and so
Yes.
he plants a bomb at Bruce Wayne's not manor tower, Wayne Tower. So that makes me guess, I guess, wonder if there's a Wayne Industries tower too. There must be.
There must be. We don't get a lot of Wayne's political
Yeah,
world because I get it is mostly a Batman story.
yeah. There's not much room for Bruce Wayne in this story.
It could have been shit.
There could have been.
Power cut,
They
power cut.
could have worked more in, and I would have liked to see more, but um, yeah. It's another thing.
Which
Pattinson, this Batman, because it's his early years, he hasn't adopted the Bruce Wayne persona. So when he's just Bruce Wayne walking around, he looks like a dude who would dress as a bat. But I think the movie made the smart
he's not
decision.
exactly subtle. Let's
Yeah,
say that.
he's not subtle. But I think the movie made the smart decision of only having one scene with Bruce Wayne in the public,
Yes.
or two scenes technically. But yeah, or actually three scenes, but two of note, and one of note being the funeral where yeah,
And he does it for like a reason. He wants to like get info in there as Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
He doesn't really care about the funeral. Say that.
yeah. He would not show up to the funeral if he didn't think there would be information there.
Hmm. Which, unfortunately, since there's not a lot of Bruce Wayne, there's also not enough Alfred.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is so good.
He is. He's a great
He's
Alfred,
a great.
but
This
we
is
don't
the
get enough of
only
him.
Alfred I've felt like, oh, he could beat the shit out of because that's always been a part of Alfred's backstory is that he worked for Secret Service, he worked in the military, or something of that line.
Either
Um,
he's the Secret Service, and he's a combat vet,
he was a
which
combat
explains his
veteran,
medical stuff.
yeah, and in this film, he has like a scar on his face. He's walks around on a cane,
Hmm.
and like
He's also
he
pretty smart himself. He
he's
helps Batman
he's
with the
incredibly
puzzles a
smart
lot.
himself, yeah. And it straight up looks like he just wants to beat Bruce's ass.
Like, you little
Like
shit.
there are some scenes where he's like, "This motherfucker, this little shit,
Mother, man,
this." Hmm.
man, I was,
Like
I was a Sith Lord.
he has a line delivery where he's like, "I'm well aware."
I'm well aware of that. Yeah, maybe it definitely made me mad how much of a dick Bruce was to Alfred, but thankfully that they got over that. But there wasn't an aftermath of that, which upsets me greatly.
Yeah,
Like, unfortunately, Alfred kind of just disappears in the end.
yeah. He disappears throughout the movie, which disappointed me a bit. But
There's
we,
no like reaction to like the events of what happens.
yeah,
None of that.
no.
So that's a shame.
But you
And
know
I
what?
think back to the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, Michael Caine
It,
is
it,
still the best Alfred.
he is the best Alfred. But like I
But
even
you know
think to
what?
like those movies. Yeah.
Even like Jeremy Irons, I think was like a better Alfred than Andy Serkis. But to be fair, we didn't get to see a lot. We didn't get to see much of Alfred in this film.
Your marriage was a really great effort too. We didn't get
Jeremy
enough
Irons is
of
a
him
great
either.
Alfred.
Yeah, didn't get enough of him either. Hmm.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll take whatever offers I can get.
Hmm.
Oh well, we're forgetting Joe Schumacher Alfred, the best one. That's a joke, but
Wasn't that the same as the Tim Burton ones too?
yeah, people
Huh.
wondered.
It's the
So
same
are they like
guy.
real? Yeah, yeah. So people like actually wondered. So is it like are they like connected? Are these sequels to each other?
They are technically
And
sequels.
and it has the same James Gordon as well, by the way.
Yeah, no, they're technically the same like they're sequels to Batman
Yeah,
Returns. It's just such a
yeah.
different world.
It's not completely different,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. Alfred. Ooh, I wish I got more of him.
Oh yeah. No, I totally.
4 hour cut. 4 hour cut. 4 hour cut.
Yeah.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah. Um uh yeah, there's
I have to talk
not
about you'll get it.
yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but I'm struggling to like come up with the next um I
I
mean,
very much.
we should talk about the ending.
Uh, are you
Uh,
sure you don't want to say talk about anything before we get to the ending?
oh, we don't have to end at the ending.
Yeah. Uh, well, it'd be fitting, no?
Sure. Okay. Then yeah, I'll wait.
I really like the police scene
Oh,
after
in
like
the G
the explosion.
where he escapes the GCPD.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Yeah.
lot of building drama to play the whole thing. Like clearly his very thin relationship with the GCPD is falling apart at that point because he broke the rules.
Yeah.
They want to hold him accountable. And like poor Jim is trying his best to keep it all together.
Yeah, the way he slammed Batman into the wall.
Like that takes balls.
Like there was a great line where the commissioner looks at Batman. He's like, I got you on assaulting an officer." And Batman responds, "What do you get about to get me assaulting two?"
Not give a shit, Batman.
Yeah, and then Jim's like, "Yo, calm the hell down.
I'm not gonna
Chill
tell
out."
it's you. Yeah, I'm trying to see yes.
Yeah. And then even when Jim gets everyone out of the room, he's like, "I'm gonna give you a key to leave."
It's so great that even in the end, even in those moments like that, Jim still trusts Batman.
And he even says it
He
in the movie.
believes in
He's
him.
like, "I only trust you."
I only trust you.
I have actually seen some. We were actually talking about this on the car ride that we weren't fully sure what the intention was. Uh, I've seen actually another viewpoint on the scene with the Riddler and Batman in the interrogation room, and someone saw that as completely different context to that previous scene, which is Batman in the Riddler's apartment, looking around the room, and he sees all these clues that connect him, Bruce Wayne, as the Batman.
Yes.
And so that's why he completely stops looking at the evidence and misses the carpet
Ah,
because he thinks in that moment he's through, which is why he looks at Gordon
yes.
and says, "This is the end of the Batman.
I
You're
had a feeling, but
you're a good cop." So that when he
yeah,
goes
yeah,
to interrogate the Riddler and he keeps going, "Bruce Wayne," he's really just talking about his problems with Bruce Wayne.
yes.
So in that moment, Batman is vindicated and going, "Okay, he doesn't actually know."
We were thinking about that. Like, hold on. Does he know or does he not? Because
That's just another interpretation I've heard of
no,
that
it's
scene,
a
but
good,
it
it's a
makes
good, very good interpretation
yeah.
because
You
it
want to know
makes
who that came from?
double toasted.
Grace Randolph.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Miss Resident Miss spitting out bullshit had a really
I
good
guess she's
take.
not. I guess she's not
She's
that
she's
dumb.
a ridiculously large Batman fan, so I know she knows her shit when it comes to Batman. She knows her shit. With DC, she knows. She knows what she's talking about.
The Suicide Squad,
Hmm?
except for the Suicide
Except
Squad.
for the Suicide Squad, yeah.
Yeah, she made a really
But
bad review about that movie.
but that's just because she doesn't like James Gunn, and so she's a biased person.
Uh,
Um, yeah. She also completely ignored Batgirl news because the person she wanted to get cast as Batgirl didn't get cast. But
mm,
that's another can of worms.
okay, well, I don't really care about Batgirl. No, it was kind of like, well, yeah, I don't really care, so why would really anybody else? But yeah, that's a very good point by her. Like, yes, I believe a young Batman would miss something like that if he thought his identity was at risk, if he thought that was the end game in the end.
She interpreted that as Batman intentionally making a mistake
Intentionally?
because he was so caught up like it's like I'm done that he stopped looking around and actually investigating the rest of the room to catch the carpet.
I was gonna say, why would you intentionally make a mistake? Intentionally,
But
a mistake is just a
he
mistake.
intentionally stopped looking at the evidence to because he thought
Okay,
he
okay,
was
okay.
through. He thought he was
That's
done.
better. That's better.
Um, yeah,
No, well, I would have left it as that's his end game to ruin the Batman. So because thinking about it more, it's like would Batman stop the investigation thinking that oh my identity is spoiled, but doesn't matter. There's probably still more to it. No, he probably must have thought that like that was it. That was like Riddler's end to it all, exposing Batman.
and he completely missed the carpet. He
Hmm.
fucked up. He missed the carpet.
And it probably cost a lot of lives.
It totally did.
But he does. Unfortunately, he does not like think about that fact.
No, because he's so caught up in like I'm done. Like
Yeah,
I'm
which when I say forward cut, I kind of mean it because there are scenes in the film where big things happen, but like we don't get much of a public opinion on it. Like we don't see Gordon going, "What the fuck, Batman? What the fuck was that thing in the highway? You could have dealt with that differently. People died over there. Like it's a big thing. Put that on news and whatnot, or the flooding. It's just like,
the flooding. They made a point in the ending was like, hey, this shit flooded the entire city. We're all
yeah,
living above, and the National Guard's coming. Yeah,
that was a whole narration, right?
yeah. It was a whole narration at the end. Yeah,
National Guard is coming.
and the movie does have a little bit of tell don't show. It does have a little bit of telling as opposed to showing things that are happening.
Right.
Um,
But I would like
I would
prior reaction
I would
to
have
the things.
preferred seeing more show don't tell,
Hmm.
but I'm
Yeah,
not gonna complain too much.
because No Way Home, good movie. After the whole apartment scene, there was a whole big deal about that. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. Where he's
Yeah,
looking at where JJ is reporting. Yeah,
yeah. So maybe something like that would have benefited well for Batman kind of really breaking the rules a lot.
Yeah. But who knows?
You know, it's funny.
They could
We
elaborate at that more on another film,
we could.
or
It's
even
funny.
in the
We do
Penguin
see
TV show.
maybe. Which actually reminds me, Penguin should have been arrested like 3 fucking times. Like Batman sees him selling drugs. Okay. Doesn't call anyone for it. Uh, arrests him after the Penguin, first of all, escaping custody, driving illegally in the road, causing a whole ass accident that kills people. Um, but they tie him up, leave him in bindings, but they don't call anyone for him to get him arrested. Cool, fine. Third time, he tries to kill Falcone. Doesn't do it in the end, but he did pull out a gun on a pair of officers.
They
Just
pinned him down.
yeah, still doesn't get arrested, and he's just free in the end. It's like, oh, okay. Then when you must be corrupt. Fine, fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's another thing. I felt really bad for for Gordon because this whole movie's going, not him. Wait, he's
Uh,
corrupt too. Shit.
she. I was going to be like she.
Yeah, he has got a lot of. Yeah, man. The first time he says he's like he sees a car and he goes, "Yeah, man." Another one I know you cracked up at the line is like, then yeah, he pulls out a gun. Batman's like, "No guns." He's like,
Oh, guys.
"For you,
Man,
man. That's your thing,
that's your
man."
thing, man. I like that.
Yeah. Good banter between them.
Good fucking banter. Oh yeah. I was pretty jarred by this. Apparently this is in the Long Halloween movie. I didn't know about it, but Selena Kyle is Falcone's
Falcone's
daughter.
daughter. Yep, that was in the movie, and you told me
Yeah.
that wasn't in the comic.
I don't believe it was in the comic book.
I'll look it up just to
Yeah. Must be losing my mind, maybe. Or maybe I don't remember
daughter.
that much as much as it did.
Uh, Long Halloween. Yes, that is apparently in the comic.
Ah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the illegitimate child of Carmine Falcone.
Man, I really don't remember that comic, do I?
It was definitely in the movie. That is for sure in the
For
film.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taken aback by that. Definitely. It's like, my father is a strangler? It's so funny. He likes to strangle a woman a lot. Killed Selena's mother by strangling her. Killed the Russian girl, which is like who's like a big
Anika.
deal in the whole. Yeah,
Anika.
Anika, who's like a big like deal for the whole movie.
It's just a plot point.
Yeah.
That's Catwoman's motivation is she wants to find her.
Mm-hmm. Wants to find Anika. She has the answers for everything.
Yeah.
Or like
She was connected. She
Falcone's.
was connected to the mayor, who
Yeah,
had just died, and so
who was
yeah,
also going to Falcone and like oh la la
yeah, he
la.
was a partner with Falcone, and we learned that Falcone was basically the real mayor, which is that checks out. And yeah, everyone was in his pocket.
It was Falcone all along.
Falcone all along. 1 second, I'm just gonna grab some.
Yeah, that took me back a lot. Um, I guess I don't know a lot about Catwoman stories in comics. So
Yeah,
that was quite a shock for me.
yeah.
This
Because I
movie has
leaned over
a
to you and went, "Oh, there's Long Halloween," and you went, "What?"
what?
It's like, "Oh,
Shit.
well." I was like, "They did that in the movie."
Man, I really gotta watch those movies.
They're good movies.
So, how as good as this?
No,
The luck.
not as good as this, but they're good. They're good movies. Part two is so much better than part one, though.
Good, then it can good. Oh, it shows like Dark Knight Returns.
but like that's just because part one did all the setup.
Oh, not like Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
I guess I was gonna talk about the ending
Yeah.
if we got nothing else to say.
No, I mean, if there's anything else you want to throw in there, we jump in there. I'm sure there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Actually, oh god, Batman's gadgetry. He has the
Not.
contacts, like you said earlier, that are
Yeah, I
actually
got a lot of.
recording devices.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's got that, but no batarangs.
No.
Only batarang he has is the one in his chest,
It's a knife.
basically.
It's a knife. It's
Yeah.
it's a combat knife. It comes apart in two, and he can cut
But
stuff
yeah,
with
no
it.
batarangs, which is strange. Like, I mean, assuming this is the same Batman who left the planet to go be taught by ninjas. I'm assuming that he should have knowledge in ninja stars, or he just hasn't made him yet in his
I
2 years
think
of
there
working as
was a
Batman.
line where Alfred says that he taught Bruce how to fight.
Yeah.
So that implies there was no League of Shadows.
Mm.
I mean, there's always something that they could expand upon in another film.
Well, yeah. Like you could still have it like he taught him how to fight, but that didn't stop him from like leaving. You know.
Yeah. But also,
I noticed that
this
line,
Batman
but I
is
was
definitely like in his 20s.
yeah.
So,
Like I saw the line, but I really was hoping that because based on Batman's entire skills and the things that he does in this fucking movie, he does a flip for God's sake. Like, I'm hoping he goes trained by ninjas. Uh, it's just athletic as shit Batman, bro. Well, it will just make all the more sense. But it's kind of hard to imagine ninjas in this fucking world.
yeah, that's the
Ninjas,
thing.
bro.
I was thinking, like, I heard people saying, like, okay, this leaves a good setup for a Robin. I'm like, I don't know if I would believe a Robin in this Gotham, in this universe. Like, I don't know
Well,
if I'd,
here's the problem with that is like Robin is a very light character.
yeah,
He's very lighthearted.
he's very light.
So
And so I
it
don't,
kind of depends on what Robin we do.
yeah,
There's
I don't want depressed Robin. I don't like Damian Wayne, so I don't want depressed Robin. But
you don't want Jason Todd.
you could jump to Jason Todd.
I'd rather have Dick Grayson, of course.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Dick Grayson, but you could go straight to Jason Todd.
No, I think there's definitely room for some lightheartedness.
Yeah, no, this room, it probably needed a little bit of levity, to be honest. It's a very dark film. But, I mean, it's not, I mean, okay, we should be clear. The theater we saw this in, there were parts of the movie that you probably shouldn't have laughed at. Our audience laughed at,
Yeah.
um, ourselves included. And
Guilty as charged.
guilty as charged. For reference, when I saw Joker for the first time, I saw it in a different town. And when I saw
God.
it, there was a scene in the film. Everyone
I know
knows it
what you
by now,
mean.
where the the guy is trying to open Arthur's door, and he can't because he can't reach because he's small. And so Arthur helps him and then kisses him on the forehead and lets him leave.
Sorry.
In that
Oh,
scene,
oh.
I was in the theater.
Mhm.
Only it was a packed theater, not a seat empty in the house. Me and my father were cackling with laughter at that scene. The rest of the theater was silent, in like they were disturbed.
How can you not laugh at that? It's so good.
Literally, just me and my dad were like cackling with
And,
laughter.
and then fucking cut
And
to
then
me.
when we see, I saw it the second time. I saw it with you and a bunch of friends in our town, and the entire theater was laughing at that scene. And I was
Oh,
like,
it's so
yeah,
good.
I know we got messed up minds over here.
How can you not, how can you not laugh at that? It's so good.
I think it was the mood of the theater because it was opening
God,
night, and everyone was just like kind of tensed up by the film.
what a great joke.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, sure. It was after he fucking shanked
brutally
sisters into some
murdered.
guys.
Yeah, brutally
Yeah,
murdered somebody. Yeah,
but I can think about it. It's so goddamn funny.
There's a couple scenes in this movie that probably weren't
There's
intended
a
to be
couple of
funny,
scenes
and we
in that
we
movie.
were laughing.
Well,
Which
it's
we're
also
in the spoiler
crazy.
section, so when we figure out what Riddler's password would be, and it just starts a video with a live chat, and it's just the Riddler without throughout the entire movie when Riddler's doing like videos and messages, he's using a voice changer. But when it's that final video, there's no voice changer. She's like, "Hey guys, it's me, the Riddler,"
It's it's so good.
and he's talking to his community.
Oh, yeah. This is like coming to the movie. It has a good way of mixing modern
Modern
how do you say it?
influences, yeah,
Modern influences
using social media.
into
Like there's constant shots of
yeah.
Twitch chats and
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat chats and Instagram lives like
Yeah,
going
and the
on.
movie utilizes those things a lot for the plot, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
impressed with how they did it. Because when I heard it was gonna be a movie that takes place in the modern day, I'm like, is it gonna work for a Batman origin story? But it works pretty well.
I mean, Batman Begins was modern day at the time,
Yeah, well, yeah.
and so was Batman '89, and yeah,
Well, modern 17
with social media and smartphones and shit.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
what I mean by that specifically is the fact that like Bruce Wayne,
Mhm.
um, he like this Batman is old as us. It's old as us. I'm assuming.
Hmm?
Almost. This Batman is almost as old as us by the looks of it.
My guess he's in his mid-20s, mid to late 20s.
All right.
Yeah.
Like if we consider Batman Begins, his origin story, like him being a kid, was like 1980 something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean. Like,
then by like by the '90s, he was going off to college. Yeah.
yeah, or like even like those films, even the Arkham games, had a way of keeping a similar tone to each other, or the influences of that era. Like they're very similar,
Hmm.
but in this one, we had
It's
the some
modern
of
day,
the
so you have to take
yeah,
advantage of that technology.
but you don't have to. But I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, no, it made the movie more realistic, more grounded
Yeah, to today's world.
to today's world. And I like that they acknowledged that, like, hey, okay, how do we justify him having goons? Oh, right, he's a crazy motherfucker. You put any crazy motherfucker, give him a platform, he's gonna find followers.
Reddit.
And so he made himself a web page where he makes videos and uploads them to his community of 500 followers, and
Yeah.
that's 500 followers with guns,
Yeah,
and
and they all
and
said why power.
and they agree with him. And
Yeah,
so
because remember
that
seeing the
kind of made it a little bit scary. I was like, whoa,
re-
that is ridiculous realistic.
remember the scene where they went into the place and they yelled "Why power" and killed all the black people. Remember that scene, bro?
No, I don't remember that scene.
Oh, you must have missed it.
I must have missed it.
It happened so briefly.
Yeah, I must have blacked out.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that, bro. Say that. I must have blacked
It
out. What'd you
was
say? I must have wiped it out. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
yeah.
we're supposed to because to the ending,
There
or like
was
just, it's just the whole ending sequence.
yeah. Um, there were
Still a final act.
some moments I think that were like, okay, the main one we can talk about, the Deus Ex Machina plot hole, whatever
Yes.
the fuck Batman pulled out of his ass at
I'm
the
pretty sure
end
it's
there.
Venom.
He gets shotgun blasted in the chest, which I'm okay with because they've stated that that suit is only a few plates of armor, and then the rest was how much Bruce believed in it. That was their exact saying.
It's very effective, but against a shotgun blast point blank in
Yeah,
the face.
point
Oh, no, I mean the
point blank
chest.
to
My
the
bad.
to the chest. Yeah, no, he's not getting up for that.
It hurts. It hurts so much.
Yeah, and so a dude's about to kill Catwoman, and so he pulls out fucking a bottle of a green liquid and shoves it into his leg, and suddenly gets this adrenaline boost.
Wait, no, it was actually his arm or his hand. Like it was so weird because he
It was
stuck
a
his
weird
hand out
shot. It looked like his
and
leg.
then No, it was disarmed because I think it was the top of his hand, like some weird circle thing opened up for like him to inject the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird because we know nothing's getting through the armor, like no knives, anything like that. So what happened was that he had some weird mechanism where it just opened up apart and he snapped it through. So I'm guessing he's like worked this thing out a lot. But yeah, there's Ex Machina there.
Yeah,
Very silly.
that was very much a, so you're just gonna gloss over that
Yeah,
kind of
that
moment.
is something. That is something you establish.
Yeah, and they didn't. They literally just pulled that out of their ass.
Hmm.
And so that would be my biggest no in
No,
this
like
entire movie was that it's like no, you don't just get to do that. I love this movie, but you don't get to do that.
I'm pretty sure that was for Batman fans. You know, yeah, that's Venom, by the way.
Right. But
Okay, but what about the non-people?
okay, but what about the people that have to think?
Yeah,
What about you, the good screenwriter that didn't overthink that? Like you just
yeah,
threw
it's
that
probably
in
Venom,
there,
but
and
it's not. Yeah,
yeah, okay, yeah.
and that brings up questions. If it is Venom, there's the Bane in here
I was like, there's a Bane,
already.
and I'm like, sure, a Bane would fit in this world.
Yeah, but so early on into his career,
Yeah.
because like knowing what Bane is in like the comic books, he's like one of Batman's later villains who has studied him, uses that to his advantage, and that's how he beats them.
Oh my God, what if
Including
we
here
got an
telling me,
actually Spanish Bane?
hola Batman, yo soy Pan. Yeah, hopefully it's not some fucking. Oh, you think the darkness
You
is
think
right?
you think the darkness is a lie? You were born in it, murdered by it. I didn't see the light until I was merely a man. Until then, it was nothing but binding.
What? What?
You know, we can make fun of that movie forever, but that line of dialogue is still in my head, rent free.
I just set your mother in the fire. Mm.
Crashing this plane with no survivors.
She's wondering what someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of the plane.
You're a big
That does not
guy.
matter.
For you.
Fire. It doesn't matter who we are. It's just our plan. Super fucking
Anyway,
voice
back
thingy.
to the Batman.
To the Batman.
Yeah, that whole climax was fine.
Epic as fuck. Bro, I was popping off like
I was
what,
into it. Like when they got to the action, I was into it. But overall, it
bro,
was just yeah,
I could tell you were really into. You were like, fuck yeah, oh,
yeah. No, when the
like
introduction of Batman in that scene was so fucking good. Like hell yeah.
was probably a little necessary, but fuck it, I don't care. It's Batman.
Theatricality, deception are powerful agents.
Good shit, good shit. He was damn, that was so good.
Yeah.
Uh, but man, I gotta say, Batman does have some plot hole in this movie, like some plot armor. I'll say that a little bit of it, like when he escaped the GCPD and flew.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that scene that made like all of us collectively go,
Oh,
ooh.
oh, Jesus Christ! And he just walked that shit off.
He did have a moment though. He went, ah, ah,
Yeah.
ah.
It's like
Yeah,
I told
he
you, it
literally
was
did the
it was
Peter. He did the Peter Griffin. Ah,
ah
ah.
ah. It's like I told you, it was like when you get hit really hard somewhere, like your funny bone, and you're just laughing at the pain, like ow, ow, like that.
Yeah, that man
God,
straight up hit the, like, he thought he was good, and then he's okay. I'm gonna pull my chute, and then he pulled the chute, and it was right under the bridge, so it pulled back, locked his ass into the bridge, smacked, fell onto another car, which launched him off into the ground and made him roll. And that was the
Yeah,
first
it's
shot where I saw the CG. I
yeah. That's what I was saying too. Like
was like,
probably the
yeah,
windshield
that
scene is
was
probably really CG.
well, no, probably like when he first takes the dive and he's kind of gliding a bit, that was probably a little bit of practical. And then there's a couple shots that are like, okay, I can see where they
Well,
may have
I
used
I think the
CG,
faraway shots, of course, are CG.
but
Or yeah, yeah,
when he's getting towards the bus and then he pulls the chute and then he gets hit, that's all CG,
yeah.
100%.
When he eats shit.
When he eats shit, that is totally
Yeah, and
CG.
yeah, and then basically a whole zombie was playing Batman in the movie. I mean,
Uh,
I would say he should be dead, or like, at least have a broken something.
yeah, like he's got like a few broken bones there at
Yeah,
least. There's yeah.
like at least show him holding his shoulder. Like, oh,
He was
fuck, I
holding
broke
his
my
side,
shoulder.
but then
Yeah.
he kind of just started
Oh, that's
limping. He started limping.
I can fall off my bed and hurt myself. Imagine that happening to you. To
Oh
me,
God.
sorry. Fucking it hurts. Good shit. But yeah, that was like a little instead of water. We're like, oh, he's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
I met everybody.
that was a nut scene there. But yeah, and then going back to the ending, when Batman, uh, he's about to go save some people because they're about to get electrocuted in water.
Hmm.
He sees like the power line to like shut it off, and then he jumps off with like his cable, his grappling gun, and he zooms over there, and I was like, oh, that is a CGI Batman right there. Everything about the
It
movement in that scene was like, yeah, no, it's that ain't a real, that ain't a stunt guy.
was a good-looking Batman. I consider CGI Batman.
Yeah. The suit looks great.
It does. What a great suit.
Great suit. Very
Um,
Arkham.
yeah. Then he cuts the power line. For some reason, he cuts it from on top instead of below. And then we joked, oh, he's dead. Oh no, again. Ah!
I like how he
Because
like cut it and then went, oh shit.
oh shit. Ah! Just splashes in the water. He's dead. Oh no, Batman's dead. Help us! Help us! Uh, but yeah, no, it just led to a great scene where he's just saving people.
Yeah, where he's like, okay, this is my purpose now. I have to save people. Um,
Like he lights up a flare to the darkness. What great symbolism! He is light to people's darkness.
yeah. And I think that was right there when you realize, like, okay, well, okay, we actually skipped over the true impetus of his realization when they pull the mask off of the like mimic Riddler, and Gordon asks, "Who the hell are you?" And he goes, "I'm Vengeance."
Vengeance.
And then it just cuts to Batman, just like, "Oh fuck."
Wait,
He's like, "I did this."
let's call up, but we're really skipping over some big deal in the movie, which is basically the fact that Batman is questioning his whole existence as Batman after his father's
Yes,
was revealed.
yes, okay, that's a good. Thank you. So the first reveal in that is that a reporter went deep when Thomas Wayne was running for mayor. A reporter who worked under Salvatore Maroni was looking to find dirt on the Waynes, and so he found an old Arkham uh, listing from Martha Wayne, who had seen her mother kill her father and then kill herself. And so Martha had been in and out of Arkham and had had a lot of issues. And Thomas himself was snug with Carmine Falcone. And so, in all of this madness and all this dirt bringing up, Thomas tried to bribe the reporter, which didn't work. And so he went in an act of weakness, went to Carmine Falcone because he wanted to protect Martha and he wanted to protect Bruce from all that. And So now after this, Batman, well, brutally Bruce is like, I did all this to to live up to my father's name, and he fucked it up.
Oh,
And so that,
so he questioned why he was doing any of this if it was all bullshit.
which
But
Alfred has to kind of reaffirm him. That's like,
yep,
he wasn't perfect, but he was a good man.
but was a good man. Which man, great scene from Alfred. I wish there was more of that in the movie. But I like that scene a lot because Bruce for the whole movie has kind of been of a dick to Alfred. I want to say for no reason because it really does happen like really unwarranted.
Yeah, he's probably he's in that moody, like, I want to say teen phase.
Yeah,
He's like, ah, fuck you, Dad.
yeah, he is very emo in this movie.
He's so emo. Even to the point where they place something in the way at the beginning of the movie.
Which I could notice. It's fucking blatant, but do you notice the detail where when
The
he's
hmm?
talking to Alfred in the dining room, he squints at the sun, like, oh Jesus, and then puts on glasses.
Yeah, I
He's
noticed.
very much
He's a
used to like,
nocturnal. He's a nocturnal animal.
yeah, the fact that he's very much used to just being Batman all the time,
Yeah.
because they mentioned in the film that he doesn't do a lot of Bruce Wayne things.
No, he doesn't go out at all.
Hmm.
At all.
At all.
Yeah. Like, so much
Which
so
is
when that
mentioned by the
people when they
funeral.
saw him at the funeral, everyone was like, "Holy shit, it's Bruce Wayne."
It's Bruce Wayne. But I like the way he was reacting to people. He really wasn't like interacting with anybody. He was
Nope.
kind of just going
He didn't
like,
say a word.
mhm.
Yeah.
Basically ignore the running mayor or the trying to run mayor
Yeah.
through a whole conversation, her request, and that effort that basically confirms, yeah, he doesn't do a lot of Bruce Wayne things because
Nor does
she
he
says,
want to.
"I've been trying to reach your people. You're not doing a lot for the city."
When you could be doing more.
Yeah, which
Little
I
did she
wish
know.
like a part of the ending being that where we see something of Bruce Wayne. 4 hour cut, 4 hour cut, 4 hour cut.
But yeah,
I mean, man, look at
part of that ending was that guy goes, "I'm vengeance," and Batman realizes, "Oh fuck, I did this. I in some way helped inspire this guy to do this heinous act, this heinous crime." And so when he sees people in need of help, he's okay. This is what I'm supposed to do. Vengeance can't fix the city, but inspiration
uh,
will.
I want to say at least not always, because
Not
vengeance is
always.
important.
Vengeance is important to him, but he kind of now realizes that, like, I can do more than just vengeance. I can be hope. And so the movie ends on a hopeful note,
Hmm.
with him saving people and helping out.
Yeah,
And his
people's
narration is like something like, "Yeah, I can do more."
yeah, I was a big fan of basically the last thing he does as Batman hearing throughout the movie. It's just him carrying a lady to
Yeah, to
uh
a little helicopter.
yeah, we he's fucking what the fuck would you call it? A stretcher.
A
There we go.
stretcher.
He's calling it
Yeah.
carrying her to a stretcher. With how was gonna lift her up. That great scene because the woman becomes like a little attached to Batman because you saved my life, and that's also like kind of a realization like yes, I
Yeah,
gotta do
and it's a
better.
great detail on the shot where he's still holding onto the stretcher until he literally can't anymore.
Hmm. You can still also see people looking at him as he walks by,
Yeah.
and the news mentioning him as well. Not a
Yes, they
spite
said
either.
they
Like
said a person in a mask
yeah.
came to help,
Hmm.
and which we also skipped over when he's trying to get people out of the water. He holds out his hand for a while, and
Yeah,
nobody
they're
wants to
a
grab
little
the
afraid,
hand
but
until the little
yeah,
kid, the son
you know
of the mayor.
we see the little kid, but we didn't mention the way a lot about the little kid.
Yeah,
How
the son of the mayor. He's the mayor's son.
yeah, but we got to talk about him too because after the introduction scene, we see Batman going into the mayor's home where he got murdered. We see the kid there because the kid was the first that spotted his father when he was
Yeah.
dead. And after all that, there's just a shot of Batman looking at the kid, kind of seeing himself in that kid a lot because of hello, we know why.
Yeah.
And then we cut to and then afterwards is the funeral scene where it's Bruce Wayne
Who sees the kid?
looking at the kid. And in the end, it is the kid who grabs Batman's hand first.
Yep.
The kid believes in him. So good stuff. Good stuff. Good payoff, I'd say.
Yeah. I know a little bit you liked a lot was the bit with the twins at the door of the Iceberg Lounge. Yeah.
What a great ongoing joke. I love it so much.
Yeah. It happened the first time it happened was Batman knocking at a door. The guy going was like, "You know who I
What are
am?"
you? Yeah. And
Yeah.
he closes the door, and then he goes to swing. I told you, see?
And then the second
It's a
time
good.
is it's him as Bruce Wayne, and he goes, "Do you know who I am?" He's like, "Yeah, I know you are."
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then the third time, Batman knocks at the door, opens the door,
What
he's
is
not
that?
there, and then he just sneaks the fuck in.
Locks the guy out.
Yeah,
Oh, what a great joke. I love that shit. It's so good.
yeah,
Uh,
that was a good bit.
ugh.
I like
Yeah,
that Batman just
I'd
like
say we also
forced
gotta.
himself into the Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah, there's no iceberg launch either. There's no actual iceberg. Arr, angry.
It's called Iceberg because he's a penguin.
Yeah, but like in the other stuff, there's like an actual huge fucking iceberg in there. I kid you not. It's so cool. It's really comic booky. They have an actual iceberg now. I'm angry. Bat movie. Uh, but I guess we should also mention like the scene where like it's important. Like I want to mention like everything we can about the characters, but there's Selena's basically whole confirmation
Her whole
shit,
plot,
huh?
her whole plot.
Yeah, like Falcone, that boy, probably killed my mother. But what really sealed it for her, I gotta kill this man, is when she found out that
He
he killed
killed Annika.
Annika. Yes.
Yep, just for knowing information.
hmm He strangled her.
Yep.
A strangler, bro. So yeah, he goes off to try and kill him. Dresses up as
Disturbing scene, by the way, because they hold on it for so long. They play the entire message.
yeah. The film is good at
It's good at getting under your
out,
skin, unnerving
yeah,
you.
doing that. But I want to say really making some scenes very long to really get the point across, but not too long where it's like, okay, this is fucking unnecessary.
Yeah.
It has a good mixture of that, good balance between both of them, and I like that a lot. But yeah, it's a whole great action scene again. Damn, bro, it's such good action. Um, Selena, she's basically not sticking her way in. She's acting all friendly, acting like, "Hey, I learned about Annika getting killed. I'm so sad." Falcone's, basically just playing stupid. And then the news plays out where a whole recording of Falcone and Annika having a conversation and Falcone killing her. So Falcone's stunned. But
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't stop Catwoman. She's like, okay, hey dad, remember mom? Or remember what was her
No,
mother's name?
she said, "Hey, Dad," and he holding the gun.
Yeah.
He's like, "What?" All
What?
he responds
What?
is like, "What?"
What?
And he goes, she says, "I'm Maria Kyle's kid."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Good shit. Good shit.
That was all she said.
Then the power went out, which
Before she could hit her shot.
yep. And then this whole action scene there while Batman is trying to break through the Iceberg Lounge, trying to get to them. Good
Oh,
shit. Good shit.
where he's in the bat suit and he's on top of
The
the
elevator.
grate to the elevator, and then
Yeah.
the move. There was a great in part of that score where it just stops all the orchestra and just plays dun 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 dun
Dun
dun
dun dun
dun dun.
dun
You couldn't
dun
hear it much
dun.
due to like the gunfire, but
Holy shit.
yeah, Which I know that
Yeah,
was a scene that you were not super hot on in the trailer, but
I was not, but it was so good in the movie.
yeah. Was it the
'Cause
context or just was it the full scene, seeing the whole
I
thing?
like seeing the whole thing is the fact that Batman is kind of just ricketing off bullets, like they don't mean anything to him. Like
Yeah,
I feel like that takes away the threat. But looking at the movie, I could see that yes, bullets do mean a threat to him. Yes, he has to be careful.
yeah. But he
But I
was
noticed more.
walking
They
through the
weren't like
fire.
yeah. That's what I was like afraid of, like for the whole thing. But no, we Batman like does get fucked up by bullets sometimes,
Yeah.
as he should. uh, but yeah, seeing more of it is like, oh yeah, he doesn't actually like walk through the whole thing. Like he does try to avoid
Stopped,
them.
yeah.
Hmm.
Stop, avoid out of the way, grab the gun, move, beat the
Hmm.
shit out of the dude.
It's so good, bro. Uh, and yeah, Falcone gets the upper hand on Selena. He's just like her mother, just like Annika. He's strangling her, but luckily Batman is there to stop her.
Oh, I guess if you want, if did you notice about the action? Um, the camera doesn't move much. It actually stays
Yes.
pretty steady and still. Like they
Hmm.
just kind of hold. They keep the camera in one place, hold the shot, and just let all the action take place. They don't move it a
Yeah,
lot. They
yeah.
don't cut a lot. It's all very steady.
Which man, like
It adds a lot.
Batman Begins and Dark Knight, I love them a lot, but they do not have good action, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Those like fight scenes. I mean, that's to be more accurate.
Yeah.
They do not have good fight scenes.
But this movie had good fights.
And it's so good. So yeah, so even while he's down, she still wants to kill him. Batman stops her like, no, no, you don't gotta do this. I don't remember his exact words, but they're
His
probably
line
very, very
was,
meaningful.
she's like, he has to pay, and I'm like, don't pay, you don't pay with him, or something like that.
Yeah, good shit, good shit.
Yeah.
And Falcone basically gets arrested.
And then gets shot by the
Or
Riddler.
so we think.
And then gets shot by the Riddler.
Because it brought him to the light.
Yep.
I do like after that, I do like a lot of Hitler's. It's almost a Hitler. I do like a
Riddler.
lot of Riddler's. He's so crazy that he completely believed that Batman was like working with
Yeah,
him.
working with him because of all the directions that the Riddler gave him in his riddles.
Hmm. It's
Like
like, man, you're fucking
he
nuts.
was so just not right that he really believed that, like, yeah, he was working with him, and Batman's like, I wasn't working with you. He's like, wait, you were supposed to be here with me.
No,
He's like,
you're insane.
he's like, oh, and then that's when he starts freaking out. He's like, wait, this wasn't how it was supposed to go.
You belong in the hospital. You'll die alone. He did say you died alone. That's funny.
No, yeah, he was really harsh. He was like, you're a loser. You're gonna die alone. You're
Loser,
sick. You're
idiot. You're gonna
insane.
die alone. You're sick. You need help.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to edit where it's just fucking Muscle Man screeches. Oh no,
yeah.
bro! The Batman betrayed me. Uh,
I wish we could have seen a little more of the Riddler. To be honest.
I think the lack of him made like his presence all the more better every
Yeah,
time he was around
made his
the screen.
appearances more scary, but
Yes,
other than that, I would personally, I would just like to see a little bit more to him to get a little bit more characterization out of him. Because as he is in the film, he's not super three dimensional. He doesn't have too many layers, but he services the story.
he's no Joker, that's for sure. But I think this is a really great Riddler.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's
That's
just the problem with like the Riddler as as a character. He doesn't have too many layers to him as somebody like a Mr. Freeze or a Harley Quinn, but he still is serviceable to the film. Like he
say
works.
he does. Like, I would say he does. The thing is, it's a very different Riddler, which is not a bad thing, like at all. I really like this. I like his motivations. They almost felt justified. Justified to the event that you're right to be angry, but the way you're going at it, not a good idea.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad that this villain, modern villain, isn't evil just to be evil. Thankfully, man. Like it's such a trope that you think people would go over, but you might see it a lot still. Shit, sometimes.
Hmm.
But yeah, I am a big fan of Riddler as a villain. I like him a lot.
Yeah, no, he was a good villain.
Hmm. And I feel like that brings me to just the last we see a Catwoman, which is in the end.
Yeah, the final scene of the film.
Yeah, her just leading Gotham, but she's offering Batman a chance to go with her. And then there's
The
this
bat signal
line
goes up.
that Batman goes up with him. There's this line where she says,
You're already spoken
"It'll be
for.
that, and it'll be fun." And I'm kind of like, that's a very Catwoman line,
Yeah,
but where was that throughout the whole movie? I don't think I got any of that. This
yeah.
wondrous eccentric character that goes at it for the thrill. I never got any of that
Yeah.
throughout the whole film, so I don't know
In
where
this
that came
film,
from.
she's incredibly focused onto a
Mm,
goal,
yes.
so we didn't get to really see any a lot of her eccentricities.
Hmm. That felt really out of place to me.
No, that's
I don't
fair.
know about you,
That's fair.
but I'm really glad they didn't kiss again. Like, oh, no, don't kiss, please. You
Hmm.
don't need to. I don't see it there. They didn't. Um, you were talking about things that they might cut out. That maybe that whole bicycle sequence they could have cut out.
Oh, where it was a really
Yeah,
long series of establishing shots, and I was like,
yeah.
I think you said like, where's this going?
Where's this going? It's taking too long.
And then it just led to
It
the
was.
ending scene, yeah,
Yeah.
which was Batman looking in the rearview mirror to see. So she left. She leaves, and
See her going away.
he starts driving away,
They go off their different paths.
and he's got like this look of determination. The music builds, and then it ends.
Man, I was a big fan of their they did it twice, I believe. Their the way they put in something's in the way
Yes, they played it twice in the
started
film. Yeah,
started out in the movie and in the end.
in the beginning and the end. Yeah, both
Hmm.
both narration points is where they
Yes.
put it.
Something. Man, if any song couldn't fit this band anymore, that'd be it.
Yeah, something's in the way. Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
does
I don't
fit.
think I got anything else to talk about. Man, I
This is a good ass movie.
really, really like this movie.
It's a good ass movie. Yeah.
That was good as shit. Even talking more about it made me like it more. Like
Hmm.
just like it more. Like I'm not gonna raise my rating over it, like my critical rating over it, but like I love this movie so much, bro.
I can't think of like too many like overall like flaws. It's a pretty tightly written movie.
Mhm.
It's pretty well.
Like
It's
talking
very
more
well
about the
made.
scenes and what talking more about the scenes of what they mean. It's like, oh shit, damn, this is such a good fucking movie.
Yeah. And then that because we had that thought about like, okay, what did that mean? Did Riddler
Mhm.
actually know? And then I was like, oh, and then I happened to hear that other interpretation, and I was like, okay, let me bring that up here because that might help.
You know, fucking movie does this too. What makes you think? Green Knight. I don't think any of it.
Hmm?
You know, what movie does this too? The Green Knight.
Oh,
Well, I don't get any of that movie shit. I don't get you.
yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm just a fucking Batman dick sucker. So this is probably it. But no comparison. But would you say this is better than No Way Home? I would.
I gave it the same score.
Right.
So, I mean, I personally probably enjoyed No Way Home more, but I can nitpick the hell out of No Way Home.
I think No Way Home has a lot more problems than the Batman.
Yeah, yeah,
I love them both.
I could find more things with No Way Home.
So I am going in at a recency bias. So
True. But
I think
even
about it.
No Way Home, I saw twice, and even then, when I saw it the second time, I was like, yeah, no, I see. With this film, I can't at the moment. I can't really find too much other
Oh, to see you again.
than than some of the pacing. I do think though, upon seeing it a second time, I wonder how the pacing will flow the second time. Because that was something I had an issue with why did I say with twice? It was something I had an issue with in with geez,
No
I
Way
did it
Home.
again with Tenet,
Oh, Tenet.
which is a movie that I rewatched a lot for different reasons, but uh, when watching it multiple times, the pacing started to get
You
like, okay,
kind of have to watch Nolan films again just to see what's up.
yeah, not Inception.
Really?
I kind of understood Inception the first time. I think
Well,
because the movie took so much time to explain literally every minute detail.
right.
So
I gotta see Inception again. I don't remember much of it.
I do. I mean, I don't want to get into a whole separate rant, but we can probably talk about this another time. But like, I don't think Inception's ending is ambiguous at all.
Oh. Is it normally said to be ambiguous?
It's normally said to be ambiguous because it ends like the way it does, and so people think, okay, is this is ambiguity? There, it's a if it's an interpretation thing. Like, do you think or do you not think? And I'm like, no, it's pretty clear what that means. But okay, go off. But that's another conversation for another day.
It is.
Yeah,
But yeah, damn, the Batman. I
great
think this
film
is the most I've gushed about a movie in this channel.
since
So
No Way Home.
there's no way home. I remember doing for Predator,
Yeah,
but I was popping off on this one. Keep up for
yeah.
because I
I
think we're
remember.
it's
I
because we're
remember
just
you were kind of making fun of me a little bit at the beginning of the movie because I was like getting hyped, and you were like, "You're hyped about this,
like
aren't you?" And then by the end of the movie, you were so fucking into it.
yeah, man, guys, I was at the edge of my
Did
seat.
you have any doubts going into this at all,
Um,
or were there just worries?
I really didn't know what to expect.
Yeah. Did you have
Really, I
trust in
didn't.
Matt Reeves? Was that kind of like,
I had enough, yeah, enough trust on Matt Reeves, like because it's like this is a very different movie for him. I'd say this is like the Apes movies at all.
it's
And
not?
like thing is, I haven't seen the Apes movies in like forever, so I don't know.
Oh, they're
I
still
didn't even know
great.
how
They're
yeah,
still
I
great.
didn't even know how those will hold up for me. I didn't see them, but like going into, I'm like, damn, I really hope it's good. Like I wholeheartedly thought wanted it to be good because it's like it's a Batman movie. Batman's my favorite superhero of all time. Oh, yeah, of course, makes sense. He's a superhero. Uh, and like, yeah, I just wanted a good Batman movie because we haven't gotten a good Batman movie in a long time.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for something great, a miracle, and we got that shit.
I placed all my trust in Matt Reeves as a director to deliver something good, but I still had my doubts. You know, I try to walk into every film I see with an open mind. The only exception being Uncharted.
Mhm.
uh,
I was racist for that
yeah,
film.
in that, but my general rule of thumb is I go into any movie open mind to whatever the film has to offer to me. Whatever the movie shows me is what I get.
Here's why I didn't have doubts,
Um, hmm?
or it's because the trailers were really good.
The trailers
What
were great.
first of all,
Were great.
trailers were great. Um, Matt Reeves is a good director.
Yeah,
Even still, I would have believed that, despite my I guess his
your
questionings
worries
on
about
my worries about even if his other films hold up or have I been looking
yeah.
young eyes. I didn't know much, but yeah, that was that. Reasons why I had like maybe a little bit of doubt. It's an in between where I can't really say I expected this and that. But the other one would be movies are really shit these days. They break my heart. So I'm like, it's gonna be a fucking modern popcorn Hollywood film, whatever. So they were all just kind of blending in, so I was like, I don't know what the fuck to expect. Shit. But if I can go back in time and tell young Ernest that, hey, Don't worry about the Batman. You'll be just fine. Like, thank you, older me. No problem, younger me. Goodbye. Yeah, no, I would do that. Give me a time machine, and there we go.
Yeah, my concerns were just you never know kind of things. Like
You
I was
never know.
appreciating the the boldness of this movie, but I was like, well, anything can backfire. Everything about it could backfire. Robert Pattinson could be shit. The entire movie could be awful. Like you never
Yeah,
know. You
we
really
gotta we
never
do
know.
gotta. Let's not forget the maybe like some of the things covering the movie back then before it came out, where Matt Reeves and Pattinson didn't get along.
Yeah, there was those rumors that Matt Reeves and him
Yeah,
didn't get along. Robert Pattinson wasn't working out.
the
The
delays.
delays and stuff. Yeah, they made this entire most of this movie in COVID, so
Yeah,
there was a lot of restrictions that way. But it seemed like that didn't halter any of the vision at all.
and maybe the fact that it wasn't rated R was kind of a turn off.
For a lot of people, it totally was.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think they need to make a rated R Batman movie, but
Mm.
this would be the one if they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe the sequel can be rated R.
if this makes a lot of money, you're damn sure they're not making that rated R. And plus,
Yeah.
I do know that in UK, this movie has an R rating.
Really?
Yeah, it's their ratings are by numbers. So in the UK, this movie has a 15 age rating, which means in the UK, if you are not 15 or older, you are not allowed to see the movie. They will not let you in. Yeah,
You got a license for the age.
not even with a parent.
Oh,
No, you literally need to be 15 or older to see that movie in the UK.
damn, that's tough.
Yeah, they have much harsher restrictions on violence over sex and nudity, which in the US, we can show all the violence you want in a PG-13 movie, but as long as they don't say fuck, there's no blood squibs, and there's no sex or nudity, you're fine with a PG-13. So, yeah, that is the difference between the rating over there versus here. Like here, the Batman is going to get a PG-13. In London, it gets an R rating. So
Yeah,
there you go.
well, I hope the movie succeeds.
So too. I hope this isn't another Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you can definitely get make a trilogy out of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's
And
potential.
Pattinson wants to do more.
Oh, so I don't want this man to do porn. Fuck that. Oh, Pattinson, please, if the movie bombs, do not go do porn. You are a top tier
He's
actor.
not going to.
You
He's already lined up to do Bong Joon Ho's next movie.
okay? He was probably joking.
He's
Thinking about it.
definitely joking. Yeah.
But if you met, I don't know. You know what to say. He's a very dedicated actor.
Just like how Alfred Molina was like, like
Slut.
I'm a bit of a slut that way. And then
I want him to be
Jane,
like, I want him to be like, I'm a fuck boy.
yeah, and then Willem Dafoe's like, I've thought about murder many times.
Tom Hardy, I'm an actor. Of course, I've had this.
And then there's Andrew Garfield, whatever it was he said about that.
What did I fix it?
I think Andrew Garfield really advocated to make his Spider-Man bisexual.
Wait, what did Craig said?
Oh, Daniel Craig, he said something. He goes to gay bars because he hates regular bars. Yeah,
Fights.
yeah, to avoid the fights. Yeah, to avoid the fights.
Oh my god. Good shit.
Yeah.
And then Tom Holland just says like something really homophobic.
Tom Holland's a bottom. He can't.
Yeah. Zendaya's cock is bigger than mine. Stop it! God.
That's a quote. By the way,
Man,
that Tom Hardy quote is from 2010.
What's he doing?
Yeah,
He like,
the
oh my
four
god.
horsemen, Alfred Molina, I'll do anything. I'm a bit of a slut that way. Daniel Craig says he goes to gay bars to avoid fights at street venues. Willem Dafoe, I've thought about murder many times. Tom Hardy, I'm an actor. Of course, I've had gay sex. Yeah.
What kind of actually has? What movie is this?
I don't know, man. The alternate cut of Warrior.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he has us his brother. What are you doing, brother? Stop it! Daddy, stop it!
The alternate universe where all Tom Hardy got the wrestler instead of Mickey Rourke.
Never seen The Wrestler.
I
That's
gotta
the
watch
crazy
that. I've
part.
heard it's good.
I do. I have heard that.
I think it got nominated for Best Picture that year.
I probably should.
Yeah, I think Marissa Tomei was nominated for Best Supporting Actor or Actress.
Mm.
Uh, I think Mickey
I'm
Rourke
interested
might
in
have won
seeing
for
the.
that.
I hope this. I hope. Well, fucking. I barely care about these things, but I hope this gets something at the Oscars.
Oh, it better get nominated for Best Original Score, or I will fucking riot. Like I
Yeah,
will
no,
riot.
that'll be a shame. Or like the
Cinematography,
screenplay, best original screenplay. Give it that shit.
cinematography.
Cinematography. Oh, that shit was busting.
Yeah.
I'm very. I want to see the. I do want to see the coverage for this movie. Like again, I know we don't fucking care about these things, but like I wonder if this will be divisive in any way.
It probably will be. I wouldn't be surprised. It's not a movie for everybody. So
Yeah, but like I'm excited to see like the bad takes people have on the film.
yeah,
Any bad takes and all.
we'll
But
see.
yeah, so glad I got to see it early.
Yeah. I mean, it's out now, as in it is now the 4th of March. So it is.
Yeah,
It will be out. It is out today.
someone is seeing it at this very moment as we talk about
It's in
it.
another part of the country. But yeah,
uh, some foreign person.
I
There you
guess.
go.
Yeah, I guess that's a way to end.
That is the way to end it.
Well, thank you very much for sticking around, and
Thank you very much for sticking
yeah,
around.
we've been gone for a little bit, but I think we might be heading back. There's a couple movies that come out next week. We might talk about those.
Yeah. Hey, we can do the Kinks Man maybe shit. That's out.
That movie wasn't worth talking about.
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, you saw
I
it?
saw it. Yeah,
Mm.
wasn't that great.
Oh,
Um, very silly.
no, that's Kinks Man. I don't know. It's am I wrong?
Silly in a bad way.
Oh, that's
Like there's an end credits scene where they tease Hitler as a Marvel supervillain, like unironically.
it's a good time.
Yeah, no, they do a dramatic entrance to Adolf Hitler. Like they thought that was okay.
Who was playing Hitler?
Some actor.
Like who was hitting? Yeah. You told
Some
me.
actor. Uh, yeah, no, the best scene of the movie is the Rasputin fight. That's literally it.
Does the song play?
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh
Rasputin.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no. That would be that would be historically inaccurate.
oh,
But that scene is set to classical music.
okay.
Yeah, it's a good fight, but that is
Nice.
the best scene in the movie. Everything
Hmm.
else is
Everything in the Batman is the best scene.
well,
Ah,